Welcome back to the Haunted Voice. I see these lights most nights now. They seem to pulse with a rhythm all their own, thrumming beneath the surface of things like some great leviathan's heartbeat. Sometimes I can feel the bass notes vibrating through my very bones. Other times the colors pulse, in time with my blood. This house is no longer mine. It's hers. And if I don't follow the rules, well, I don't want to think about what happens. I'm just glad she hasn't ripped the roof off yet. We have an agreement, sort of, and it helps, I guess, a little. We keep our distance mostly. I bring them food. Sometimes I hear her sing, and I keep quiet. Most days I bury myself in work. There's a certain freedom being deaf grants. No one bothers to speak to me unless they need something. Silence becomes a blanket, hiding me, protecting me. It works until it doesn't. She grows impatient, says I haven't brought enough, says I should be more proactive, says it's time for me to join them. She calls it joining the chorus. I call it torture. But I don't want to upset her. She's volatile, and right now, she's in a good mood. At least that's what she told me. Said it while licking her chops like a cat, staring at the tomatoes ripening on the vine. I'd planted them near the window, the ones I didn't pick. I knew what she wanted. I still had plenty in the house. Tomatoes grow like crazy here. You can harvest twice a season. The first crop turns out big and meaty. The second crop is sour and dry, but they're fine. She's fine, as long as you give her what she wants. As long as you give them what they want. I could still make it through the day. Ignored the new scratch marks on the pantry door. I knew she wouldn't be happy, but what choice did I have? I needed to concentrate. Work filled my mind, helping me forget. Letting her do her thing. That was my survival strategy. Ignoring the terror that gnawed at my gut. Not thinking about how her and her kind scoured the pantry bare. Oh, how hungry they were. How they loved the taste of earthly foods, things like tomatoes, and the feeling of power surged through me as I wrote. As I crafted worlds where I mattered, where I could scream and someone would listen. I used to read ghost stories online. Now I write them. Sort of, just don't tell anyone. My real readers wouldn't appreciate the change. I told myself it was better. That way, I could honor my gift, create worlds instead of reading them. Or at least that's what I told myself. The truth is, I wanted to escape. Escape from the scratching at the walls, the thumping on the ceiling, the steady drip of saliva hitting the floor. Drip, drip, drip. I couldn't focus anymore. I went downstairs to try to sleep, but the lullaby of their feasting echoed in my ears. Their voices sounded like chains dragging across stone. More berries, shy aside. The juicy ones. I went to the pantry, my hands shaking. I gathered up the baskets of blueberries, my fingers brushing against icy flesh. They called it winter berries. Said they tasted sweeter on earth. It was true. Our winters were mild. The blueberries froze solid, trapped in time. The rest stayed warm. I carried the baskets upstairs, laid them on the floor beside the bed. Shia watched me with unnerving intensity. Her kind tend to hover, meander, take a keen interest in the objects you own. They don't steal or vandalize. Not really, not on purpose. But they push, knock things over, leave greasy fingerprints on the walls. And they say sorry, and always lying. Thank you, little one, she purred, plunging her claws into a plump berry. The juice ran down her chin, staining her gray skin a deeper shade of charcoal. I see you struggle with the connection, but you must learn to let go. I forced a smile. Sure, how could I tell her I already had? I'd given up on everything. On everyone, on this world. And it hadn't helped. My phone was dead. No signal out here. Solar panels were my only option, but they weren't enough. So my laptop battery died long ago. No internet, no news, no calls for help. I am truly alone. And in a way, I suppose that's what I wanted. I didn't realize what I was missing. Family, friends, lovers, they faded into blurry memories. Faces blurred and drifted away like smoke in the wind. I tried not to think about them. Tried to focus on the silence. On the work, on not going insane. But the silence never brought peace, only menace. And the work, it mocked me. And as for going insane, well, maybe that's where I am now. Maybe I am insane. But insanity, I've heard, is relative. Ask any psychiatrist. I couldn't find one out here anyway. I'm sure she'll visit soon. With them all, they love to feast. To watch me work, to listen to me scream. So Shia said, jumping down from the bed, when will you join us? We can sing together. She always asks that. Doesn't matter how many times I refuse, how many times I say no. She keeps asking. Like a song, her song. Her tone is softer now, gentle. The colors outside are dimmer. The lights dance slower, sadder. I've noticed lately they prefer the evening now. The sun dips below the horizon, the woods darken, and the light show begins. They drift closer, closer, closer. I can hear them shifting in the trees, coiling and uncoiling like enormous snakes. Every rustle of leaves is a threat, every snap of a twig, a warning. And I fear the night when the wall won't hold, when their claws will rip through wood and plaster and flesh, when they'll pour into my house and drag me away. Or maybe that's just the story my brain tells. It's easier to hide in daytime. The scratching is quieter. The silence isn't so heavy. And they're gone. Away. Anywhere but here. I breathe easier then. But it's only a matter of time before they claim me entirely. And I wish I could explain the terror that grips me. The constant dread that coils in my gut. The knowledge that I'm not alone. And yet I'm utterly, terrifyingly alone. That even if I screamed, no one would hear me. No one would come. That the only solace I have is the thin veneer of sanity. And even that is wearing thin. I live on borrowed time. Until they take everything, until they take me. And I wonder sometimes if that's what peace sounds like.